Well, hello and good evening, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of Round 7 of Season 2 of the Votive Indy Oval Series. And tonight we come to you from the Granite States and the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Will we get our first repeat winner of the season, or will we get 7 winners in 7 different races? 150 laps still remain between us and an answer to that question. As always, joining me in the booth for expert analysis is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Welcome to New Hampshire, Luis.
Hey, good evening for everyone. Yeah, New Hampshire, very hard track for me. So it's pretty difficult track. We saw in the ISRA. Now today is gonna be tough. So we saw tough in Texas, but he's very technical here today. So actually, it's the new. This is my first time to be here in New Hampshire. So it's gonna be interesting to see the people how this work around, and especially the patience. That's the main word. Have to people understand patience. Waiting for the mistake on the front of the guy and just be patient to the end.
We have a lot of racers here. Asking for patience is asking an awful lot sometimes. Everyone just wants to go. Well, there you see the conditions on the screen that the drivers are going to be diving into here very shortly as we are in the warm-up portion of today's race session. But 99 degrees track temperature, so the temperature out there is pretty hot, 65 degrees ambient. That is not very hot, so we shall see. The engines should run well. I think the tires might actually be screaming a little bit at the end of all of this. Let's get the conditions off. Let's give you the points as we get into today's program. Here are the points headed into today's race, and the big story is Edson Santos, with the power of only one win but a whole bunch of consistent finishes, has basically a half a race lead, certainly a more than a third of a race lead in terms of points over the entire field. Clindy is behind him by 21 points, Tanner Richards 26, then we got Baldwin at 37, Durazo 39, Rusty Plant 42. Then you see Peterson, Lovren, Mitchum, and Hunter Smith, the remainder of the top 10. We're getting kind of close to the end of the season where we're talking about Edson, and there he goes, top of the warm-up speeds here. Hunter Ingrave now goes faster. But we were talking about Edson in the pre-race. He's really, I guess with 3 races to go, with a good finish here, it's going to really be tough to get him out of that P1 position with only 2 races, one at Charlotte and one at Indianapolis. You really need to hope for some big misfortune to kind of befall Edson in order for this to be a closer points championship. Yeah,
the only thing you need to is just finish 5th every single race. If it finishes 5th or 4th or 3rd or 2nd, he can win the championship. He already did mostly without show too much stuff, with lucky stuff. So he was luck, and that's why he's with 21 over the 20. So this kind of guy is like a very shy on the bottom. Very it's not really like a show talent. We don't talk too much about him. It's just he appears in the last stage. So he needs to be today. This is special today. This is the critical for him. If he can finish on 5th or in the good position for the championship, it's gonna be easy for him for the next 2 remain. So this is the big one. This is tough for everyone.
Next 2 races that we had to schedule on the screen after this is Charlotte, and then we wrap up at Indianapolis in 2 weeks. So this season is going to be over rather quickly. But let's get in today's starting lineup here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway in the Loud, New Hampshire. And And last week's winner, Ty Quilla, on the pole right next to his teammate, Clindy. They're the only two drivers in the 168 brackets. And starting second is that guy right there, Durazo, another Rogue Racing driver. Starting fourth, Hunter Ingrev. Back in row three, Rusty Plant. This is a home race for Rusty. He's from Vermont. And, of course, he won on a 1 mile oval earlier this season. Gary Lovern with a good start for this race and a good qualification effort. He is sixth. Back in row four, watch these two, Forsyth and Cannizzaro. Row five, defending series champion Josh Ward, and the admin, the host with the most, Shane Coker. He qualifies in 10th. Edson Santos, our points leader, and Jacob Collins, another one of the Rogue Racing drivers, back in row six. Johnston and Rajesh in row seven. Pahutsky and Wilson in row eight. Everett and the prodigy Crooked Bauer in row nine. Shadid making his, I believe, his first start in the series. So that is Trey Shadid. We see him on the Tuesday night top split quite frequently. He is making a start tonight. He's in row 10 with Daniel Hesche, another one of our Brazilian drivers that we see over in the Velocity Online Racing Iconic Series. Mitchum and Hysong, O'Donohue and Gallas. O'Donohue, one of the AMA drivers, making a start here in Votive to kind of learn these Indy cars. Greenlee with a little bit of an aching back tonight. Salvador back in 13, and Robinson shotgun on the field back in row 14. 27 cars, a nice starting lineup tonight.
Yeah, pretty good the field, because the soft or the straight field we have is 3.4. Basically, it could
That's
be
pretty good, actually.
It's easily top split in New Hampshire. Nobody wants to race in New Hampshire. And to have a 3.4 in New Hampshire is really, really good.
Well, and as you mentioned, the last time we raced here in ISRA, it was not an easy race for Clindy. That cost him some valuable points in the championship. He ended up winning the championship, but if he had a better race at New Hampshire, it would have been probably an easier finish for him at Indianapolis. But he struggled in that race. A number of drivers struggled in that race. And then when the Oval Series was here for the iRacing Oval Series, the officials, that was a difficult race for a lot of drivers. A lot of senior seasoned drivers were having a lot of problems in turns 3 and 4. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that as we're coming to green this time by lap 150 laps in that we'll be doing tonight. Just over 150 miles of racing, as this is a 1.058 mile oval. Paperclip shape, long straights, tight turns. Here we go. Green flag in the air. 150 laps here to go at New Hampshire. Rusty Plant ripping the top like a NASCAR driver. And the Rogue Racing drivers go 1, 2, 3 to start this thing off. Clindy, Ingrave, Quilla. Rusty Plant to the inside of Craig Forsyth, and that's just not going to really get a pass done here. The high side, Cannizzaro gets a run. He's going to get a pass on the high side going into 3. They both hit 3 at the same time. Cannizzaro ripping the top, and look at all that momentum at the top for these cars, and he will pull alongside and a pass. Rusty Plant, our winner at Phoenix earlier this season. Now here comes Josh Ward. Clindy goes purple that time by. Josh Ward experimenting with the bottom line. And you got to be very, very, very careful with the bottom line here, Lewis. It is not a good line to race, and you could get loose down there very easily, especially on corner exit.
Yeah, I already, when I watched that replay on the ISRA, I remember many use the bottom line to try to catch it, but it's not working. You even, for example, I see Mason Mitchell going almost in the apron. It works in the maybe for 3 or 4 laps, and that's it. He cannot use it anymore. So he going to look at that. How I I follow Mason, and it's going to slide. The car is going loose and loose and lose more and lose more. So he need to be careful because he can lose the car. And also, it's the flat in the first line, and it's coming a little bit that. Just
yeah, there's progressive banking here. You're right.
Banking.
Yep.
Is make a problem for you for the car for sure.
And Brian Greenlee driving tonight with some back issues, but toughing it out here. See how long he can last in a battle with Robinson back there. And Ryan O'Donoghue making his first IndyCar start. You can tell he's in his first IndyCar start because it's an all-black car. It says Fanatec on the side. That is a straight up iRacing paint job if I've ever seen one. Meanwhile, back up front it is Clindy, Ingreve, and Quilla. Clindy looking for a little redemption at this place. Like we mentioned, not a good race for him when the ISRA visited here. He just goes purple that time by 164.9. And then when the Oval Series came here, just a number of drivers was having all sorts of issues. Especially in turns 3 and 4. And a lot of people you can't tell. We're going to ride, and I think we'll ride with last week's winner, Ty Quilla. Here we go into turn 1. Nothing really to note for turn 1. Turn 1 and 2, very straightforward. He's up in that third lane, half a car into the third lane. Down the backstretch now, as you see, as you enter turn 3, it goes downhill just a tick. There's a slight profile change there. And these cars do not like elevation changes at a very fast pace at the very least. And we've seen cars get loose there a number of times, just as you turn in the 3 with the elevation change. Just that subtle elevation change is enough to loosen the cars up.
Yes, it is. So it's really, really difficult. I still thinking about the people need to, for example, I still follow Mason. It's the only one use the bottom line. Maybe Trecha did use the bottom line, but also when you use the bottom line or the first line, you lose position because the faster line is, without belief, is close to the wall. So that's your defended position where you want to defend standing position. You have to use the close to the wall or maybe the line 4 because you have 5 lines over here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, I think when were you in the Lionheart race when we did the Speedway Series race here? Caution, never mind. Yes. Caution on the racetrack. Cannizzaro.
Yeah. Yes, I was in the Lionheart, the 2 races over here.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. We'll take a look at this situation with Cannizzaro.
Loose, very loose.
As he turns into the corner, and again, it's that low line as he's underneath Forsyth there, and it's that low line, and it's off the corner exit, and the back end just comes around, and the car then goes into the inside wall. And he's going to be able to execute his fast repair, but I don't think he's going to be able to drive that back to the pits. Well, he's going to try it. So, and ironically, that happened on the 13th lap. So 13 laps, now 14 laps into this thing, we got our first caution. And get a chat here. Can we ride with Johnson if possible? Yeah, we can get in there. It's no problem. We will, when we go green again, we could do that. Number of drivers coming to pit road. Rusty Plant, Josh Ward, Hysong, Pahutsky, Heshy, Mitchum, O'Donoghue, Greenlee, Salvador, all the back portion of the order all coming to pit row. Might as well. Now, Now, there are tire limits here. Here is your rule set for tonight. We are doing 150 laps, which is about 158.7 miles. And you say, Gary, this is a 1 mile oval. How can we do 150 laps and get 158 miles out of it? Well, this is a 1.058 mile oval. So if you take in that little extra distance, it works to be about an 8 mile longer race over a standard mile oval race. We're doing 85% fuel, 5 sets of tires. You're going to start with 1 on the car, and then you'll have 4 in the pits. You'll have 1 fast repair. The Lucky Dog is enabled here. Pit road speed limit is 45. Of course, this is a fixed setup race provided by King Robert Molechka III himself. IndyCar has only raced here, and it has a pretty rich history of races here, but it's only raced here 8 times in its history. 4 in kart, 4 in the Indy Racing League. Probably the most, there's a couple of notable victories here, but one of the most notable that we'll talk about here before we go green, Andre Ribeiro, former, also a Brazilian driver, former Team Penske driver. He won his very first race here in 1995. He sat on the pole at a speed of 177.4, which still is the track record, and it was Honda's first ever IndyCar win. Back to green flag in the air. Clindy, Ingrave, Quilla, Durazo, and Lover in your top 5. We're back underway at lap 17.
Okay, my friend, I did my homework. So whatever you want to ask, I have the answers about the way talking about before the
race. Okay, so before the race, we were asking. When was the last real IndyCar season that we've seen a race start with 7 winners from 7 different races? And we discovered one season. I think we discovered 2 seasons, as a matter of fact, in the same year. The 2000 Indy Racing League schedule. The 2000 Indy Racing. How many that?
4 now.
4? Okay. 4. So we discovered that, well, there goes Ingrave, purple lap, a 165.9. But the first season was the 2000 Indy Racing League season. They had 7 different winners in 7 races. And concurrently, the 2000 kart season had 7 winners in 7 different races. So what are the other seasons that we haven't seen or we didn't talk about?
So I count 2014, 5 different winners. So anyways, we're going to go for the 6 maybe today. 2017, 7 different winners. 2021, 8 different winners. And 2023, 6 different winners. So we can say IndyCar is really, really mix of winners. Not like a Formula One or maybe NASCAR or maybe the WEC, the World Endurance Champion. IndyCar is really, really mixed. Sometimes you have 4 different winners in one season, but then always is like a mix of stuff. So it's really, pretty good.
And as we, the English word we use for that is parity. A lot of parity. As we watch a battle between Everett and Hugo Gallas as Everett hits the wall on the corner of exit 2. On the exit of exit 2, excuse me. And Hugo trying to get this pass. This is for 14th position. Right behind him is Josh Ward. Josh is among those that stopped early. So we're going back to that Lionheart race. Lionheart, for those of you not familiar, is a league that predominantly runs Indy cars. It runs the IR18. There goes Hugo Gallas. He's a Lionheart competitor. He could have cleared him, but he does not give him the Brazilian clear.
It's top of the top, really, really one of the top in the.
It is. Yeah, it is the number 1 probably fixed setup league in this on the service, and it's taken a bit of a hiatus through 2024 and 2025 as the admin of the series has got he's working on something pretty big. It's the Sim Gaming Expo, which will be this September in the Chicago area, actually, as a matter of fact. And we will be at that in P1. We will be at that Sim Gaming Expo in September. check it out. Just search them up on Google.
Are you gonna go?
I am gonna go. I have been invited. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. So, but the Lionheart League, was the creme of the creme, and they had the IR18, the DW12, and then they also had a retro series which ran the Lotus 79, which was a lot of fun as well. But we had a race here. I think it was about 150 laps, was it not? That we raced here at on the DW12. And basically, it was 150 race laps, and it wasn't all race laps because there was quite a few under caution. But every single race lap, I think every single car was up in that fifth lane up near the wall. We were ripping to the top lane every single lap of that race.
You only have 2 or 3 laps to pass the car on the front. So if you're second, you have only 3 chances to pass the lead. Because I did. And they did with me too. So I remember I have a good pace and I kill Michael Goodman that day. So I threw the caution that day. So
I did too, actually. As a matter of fact, it was this guy right here, Hugo Gallis. I punted him.
So 2 weeks later, or 3 weeks later, or maybe in the same close to Lionheart, we run in a Dark Horse. So Dark Horse is coming soon for FP1 too. So I won the race because Rick Raven thought it's gonna come in a new yellow flag in the end, and he ran out of the fuel at that time. So it was it's really enjoyed to race with the DW2 here because you can go close to the line, and it's really nice. So you never feel like that. You feel like the car is going to lose, but the car is still stuck in the pavement. It's weird. But in the IR18, you feel that. You feel like the car is going on the air. You feel like a jump in the air and then it's going again, and you feel like the car is like loose. I get it loose in the wheel. It's kind of weird. So that's why you have to play with that inside adjustment. Something I don't like it. And I prefer the old stuff like the INDYCAR before, because before pandemic we don't use that until iRacing decided to bring this championship with the real cars, with the real drivers, and they said, oh, this should be can adjust this or adjust that. Why we cannot do this? And then they implement 1 year later, or maybe 1 season later, that stuff in the IR18.
Yeah, let me explain that to people watching at home that may not be familiar with that. The DW12, when you race in a fixed setup race with the DW12, or even the IR05, which is the legacy Dallara IndyCar, there's 2 of them on the service, the DW12 and the IR05 or the IR09, depending on who you talk to about it. In a fixed setup race, the tools, which is the weight jacker and the anti-roll bar, and the engine mapping, and those are the 4 key tools, are not adjustable. They are locked into place. With the IR18, that's different. During the pandemic, they decided to allow for the IR18s and fixed setup races to adjust the way the car behaves during the race, and that's using the anti-roll bars, and that's using the weight jacker and the engine mapping, among other things. So we didn't used to have that until it's a fairly recent addition to these cars within the last 5 years or so. So if you're watching at home and wondering, when we talk about in a fixed setup race that these guys have access to tools in the car, and you don't hear that with other style of racing on iRacing, as it's kind of unique to IndyCar, that they have these extra set of tools in the car in a fixed setup race to adjust the way their car handles in traffic or in changing conditions. 37 of 150 in the book. Canizaro has checked in chat, and basically just kind of reading in between the lines of what he says there. Oh, caution on the racetrack. Leo Salvador. Ooh, Rusty Plant takes evasive action on the back stretch. Leo Salvador in the Leader Energy car, excuse me. But let's see what happened to him. Coming down the straight, he has Mason Mitchum to his outside. And he turns in very early to get to the bottom. And does it get loose?
Oh, yes.
Yes, right there, about where we expect it to happen on corner exit.
Did you see in the middle on the turn? So wait, when he coming to the on the turn one and coming approach to pass mission, you see the car is jumping, one jump, and then it's going flat, and then and then he lose the car in between line 1 and 2 when it's flat and banking. So you have to go into the second line quickly to don't happen that incident. It's hard. It's easy to say, but it's hard inside.
It is, yeah, especially when you're trying to pass someone on the inside and give it a little extra room. He is able to drive that car back and execute the fast repair. Actually, he might not need to execute the fast repair. He might just be able to get a new nose and save the fast repair for later. But leaders coming to pit road. Casey Pahutsky is going to stay out. And Clindy, Hunter Ingrave, Tyquilla, Durazo come in on pit road on that order and come out in that order. But Casey Pahutsky, he is going to stay out. He pitted at lap 15 under that earlier caution, and he's going to opt for some track position here and a little bit of TV time leading the front of the pack.
So Clindy have a good chance to pass him maybe in 3 laps or 4 laps, and then it's gonna get hard for him because the tire is getting done to pass. So, but maybe Pahutsky's do it just for points or something like that. But if you stay out, it makes sense because you're save a lot of fuel. The problem is if you leave the second car in the grid past you, you're gonna go back faster.
Raphael Eckert checking in on chat, mentioning the Will Power meme. And yes, this is one of the few sightings, the few rare sightings of the Australian double bird. This, I believe, was the initial sighting of the Australian double bird here. And if you're not sure what we're talking about, just type in Will Power and a New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and you will see a sighting of the rare Australian double bird. And it's been discovered by Will Power.
So can I say the names on 2000 INDYCAR Indy Racing League winners?
Yeah.
Master? Robbie Buell last year, Bobby last year, Alan Sell Jr., Montoya Indy 500, Scorchard, Eddie Cheever, Greg Ray, and then come back with Body last year in Kentucky that day. So that's the 7 in the IRL. Let me tell you the champ.
Yeah, Buddy Lazier became the champion that year. He won the 2000 championship. Had a lot of consistent finishes in those handful of wins that he had. Casey Pahutsky, your leader, taking us back to green, lap 43 of 150. Car to the wall, inside wall, backstretch, Gary Lovern. And that is going to go caution.
Why? Oh, yeah. Now I understand. Wow.
And let's see what happens. Not sure. That was very late getting loose in the corner. And it sends him to the inside wall. Again, very similar to what we saw happen to Josh Ward.
I think he doesn't expect it to be loose, the car. Because he exit and he got loose.
Well, this is actually working out in Pahutsky's favor now. Goes under caution very, very shortly after. And then, well, he's going to come to pit road, so he's not going to roll the dice any more than that. He led some laps, got some time at the front, and he's going to come to pit road, and he'll be on a slightly different schedule than everyone. We'll see how that pans out, but the longer you could typically take your very first, or he didn't. I shouldn't say that. He did take his first stint to 15, but the longer you could take your next stint before everyone else makes their first stop or their second stop, he should be able to cycle forward in the mid part of this race if we go through green flag pit stops. And then if he catches a caution, then that's really going to help him. But he hits pit road, and he will cycle out in front of going to be Leo Salvador there. Nope, he's actually going to go to the end there.
Oh, Leo, no. Yep.
Did he enter it? Did he enter a closed pit possibly? I don't remember.
Who?
Casey.
Casey? Maybe.
Let's see. Here he is coming around turns 3 and 4.
So in HAMPSHIRE,
I don't see a closed pit, so I'm not sure why he's going all the way to the back. Interesting. Okay, well.
Oh, let me. I'm gonna check for you later.
Okay.
After this, so for 2000, Max Papis, Paul Tracy, Adrian Fernandez, Michael Andretti, Gilles de Ferran, Juan Pablo Montoya after Indy 500.
Yep.
And Helio Castro Neves, and then come back with the Gilles de Ferran in Portland.
Yeah.
So it's 7 people that season.
A lot of parity in IndyCar racing that year. Also, ironically, when Montoya, since we're talking about the first win for Honda here at New Hampshire, Montoya, when he won at Milwaukee, that was the first win, green flag back of the year here at 47. Trace Shadid missing a front wing. Well, it forgave him. He's got it back again. I think he got into the back of Greenlee. And that was Montoya when he won at Milwaukee. That was the first win for Toyota in IndyCar racing.
So above Pahosky, because the pit lane is closed, that's why he have a drop to the end.
Now, I didn't see the pit closed lights, but
it's in the end. It's in the end of the pit lane.
Oh, he had the hold.
He
had the hold until the cars passed, and he didn't hold. Okay.
Yeah. He have like a 5 cars on behind to him.
Okay.
So he need to let past all the cars. So yeah.
Oh, contact in the backstretch. That is High Song and Leo Salvador.
Oh. Netcode? It is netcode.
Yeah, a lot of netcode.
I think Leo have a good approach in the corner, but he's like it's like a little scary to put the throttle on the car, because it's attempt to many times like change the line up and down. So I don't know. That's why I have an incident. And may confuse also.
Now, High Song probably could have, Pahutsky, while leading, could have stayed out for another stint as your leader, but he decided not to roll the dice anymore. But another caution after the restart. Could have made that stint a little bit longer, maybe shaved an extra stop off the end.
You know what is help all of this yellow? It's not too trendy. I told you, Edson Santos, he need to finish this race in top 5 I said, to still be leader. So because after that I have a Charlotte and Indianapolis and Charlotte is open with the good drivers, so him to remain the championship. So it's make it easy to him to go into the end and secure at least one more week for be leader.
There are your points one more time. And we're watching Gary Lover get the wave around as we're getting ready to go green next time by, I believe. Your leader is Clendy. And then Hunter Ingriv, Tyquilla, Durazo, and Forsyth. Edson Santos, there he is. He is back in 7th spot. That is your points leader. Akesh Rajesh right there in P8. And Jacob Wilson, we'll shout him out. I think this is his first start in the series. If so, welcome. And he is in 9th spot. The host with the most, Shane Coker, in 10th. And right behind him is Turner Johnson. And we might actually ride with Turner, give you everybody that in-car they asked for in chat with Turner Johnson. So we will do that. He is currently back at 11th spot. Notice everyone up against the wall. That's typical of a restart at IndyCar racing here in iRacing. That's so you don't have the right side open up, that you can get past up there. And you can get past before the start-finish line on the right side. It's legal.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Here we go. Good restart by the top 11 there. Already 2 cars side by side. That's Santos and Rajesh. Johnson with the run to the inside of Coker. He goes down very low in the corner. It's hard to get on the throttle down there. This car feels loose. And now he has a car to his inside. And that is Kirkenbauer, the IndyCar prodigy. He is now up to 11th. This should be a style of track that suits him very well, being a dirt track racer. Riding up next to those walls. Trying to find that cushion, that grip strip up there.
So AJ Foyt was a drift car or dirty drift or something like that in the 60-50.
Yes, he did. He cut his teeth on dirt cars. Yep.
And then he became a champion many times, and also Indy 500 for 4 times with in the pavement. So he can do it also.
Yeah, currently he is the all-time wins leader in IndyCar racing to this day, 67 wins. You see Kirkenbauer to the inside of Coker, watching from the perspective of Turner Johnson. Can Kirkenbauer keep the car rotating down there while Coker has the momentum on the high side? Now, Turner Johnson teammate. The Coker, got a little loose there in the center of the corner, caught it. Can Johnson help out his teammate as he's being attacked up in front? We see Rajesh and Edson Santos side by side, and we're caution on the racetrack.
Cello, it is, don't know because it disappeared.
Casey Pahutsky, one of our early leaders.
Uh-oh.
And we'll see what happened to him. And did he get a little help, or did he?
With Gary Lover. He have a contact in turn. Oh no, he have a contact by himself. Sorry, in turn 2, and then he rolling to turn 3, and he hit in the turn 4.
So yeah, he kind of steered out of the corner, and then the car caught, and then it took him right back up to the wall. And you gotta hate when that happens. You did everything you needed to do. I mean, you a light kiss to the wall, you got yourself off it, and then for whatever reason, your wheels find a catch on that counter steer, and it sends you right to the inside wall. And then he can't steer, and so he's gonna have to tow that thing.
It's the old glitch the IndyCar have, or the iRacing have before. A long time ago.
The lap now 60 of 150. Not quite to the halfway point yet. And here comes Gary Lovern coming around and get back on the lead lap. So these cautions have been beneficial to him. as he'll rejoin the tail end of the field in 23rd spot and on the lead lap as everyone else.
So 2017 was Sebastian Burdell, my man, James Hinchcliffe, Justin Newgarden, Simon Pagenaud, Will Power, Takuma Sato, Indy 500 winner,
Yep.
and Graham Rahal 2 times in the Detroit that day. So they cut in Graham Rahal in Detroit too.
Those are Rahal's last 2 wins, I think, too. He swept the Detroit weekend at Belle Isle.
And in 2021 was with 8 winners. So Alex Palou, Corton Herta, Scott Dixon, Patricio Ward, or Pato Ward, Ranus BK, Castro Neves, Marcus Ericsson, and cut in the Pato Ward again in Detroit too. That's the 8 winners in there. 7 in that day. Yeah. So it's not 8, it's 7.
Here we go, going to green at lap 62 of 150. Leader is still Clindy, Ingrave second, Quilla third. The Rogue Racing trio pull away. Durazo, the first non-Rogue Racing car, he is fourth. Craig Forsyth in fifth. Josh Ward in sixth. Edson Santos is in seventh. Forsyth taking a peek to the inside of Durazo. And one of those rare opportunities to get a pass here in the restart. Wilson and Rajesh side by side through the corners 1 and 2. Now down the backstretch. Rusty Plant trying to get a pass on Averett. Actually, that's Mason Mitchum. Mitchum up high. Plant's going to stay down low. Ooh, big wiggle for Plants. There's Kirkenbauer. He's ripping the top. Trying to get a position on Coker. They are all through. Look at this, 3 wide going down the backstretch into 3. O'Donoghue, Lovern, and Plant. O'Donoghue's like, man, I didn't really sign up for 3 wide in my first IndyCar race. Here comes Hysong with many starts in these cars. He saw an opportunity. He's going to try to get a drop on the rookie.
They have a 5 set of the tires, yes. Because I see Donoghue have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pit stop.
Well, hopefully he hasn't been changing tires every pit stop, so otherwise he's out. Oh, Lover getting loose off the corner. He catches it. He's trying to get a beat on Plant. Right in front of him, Mitchum and Robinson side by side. They're off the corner. Robinson's really aggressively diving that car into the corner, trying to get underneath.
I hope it don't get too aggressive because it's really lose the car. You can reheat the tires. That's the problem. It's not about they get loose. It's reheat the tires, and then you don't know in one point the car is gonna get loose for you. Look like good for now.
Oh, Rusty Plant losing it in 3, 1 and 2.
Again, too low.
And I think a lot of that's also from hard racing back there. You're talking about getting those tires hot. And very low, very low. And then the back end comes right around. And right in front of High Song, right in front of O'Donoghue. As we've been talking about non-repeat winners, and that is actually the history of IndyCar racing at New Hampshire. There has never been a repeat winner at New Hampshire. Craig Forsyth, he says, I wanted to come to pit road. And he slices in front of Josh Ward. But there's never been a repeat winner in all the IndyCar races here at New Hampshire. In 8 races, 8 different winners. Bobby Rahal, Nigel Mansell, Al Unser Jr., Andre Ribeiro, Scott Sharp, Robbie Buell, Tony Stewart, and Ryan Hunter-Ray all won the races when they were held here. These cars, these IR-18 cars, have never raced here in New Hampshire in real life. The latest that the IndyCar did run here, I believe, was during the 2011 season, so it would have been with the final car before the DW12 came out. So even the DW12s never raced here.
Was that race when the Willpower?
That is the famous bird, Willpower bird, double bird sighting, yes.
Oh, that is the one. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Now I understand English. Okay, cool.
The double bird, yep.
Oh, okay.
Josh Ward taking the back straight chicane. Jane Coker having to go to the back of the pack.
Oh.
Not sure why. We're going to go green next time by. It is still Clindy, Ingrave, Quilla, Durazo, and now Edson Santos is up to 5th, and he has now entered that zone that you talked about, Lewis, where you said he needs to get into the top 5 and needs to have, just consistent finishes in the last 3 races of the season. He's now in that zone, and really, he's not really had to pass anyone specifically very hard. They all went to pit road. They're on different strategies. So it looks like Edson Santos might be hitching his horse to the wagon of Clindy, Ingrave, Quilla, and Durazo on the same strategy they're on.
Yeah, I think so. When you have too many yellow flags, we have the sticks to now. It's easy to stay, and some people stay out, stay coming in, like Forsyth and Josh Ward. So the thing is, it's getting hard when you're coming into the pit lane. It's hard to make a pass. About Cocker, I don't know why he going back to the field. There's no penalty, nothing for him.
Battle for second, Ingrave and Quilla. Kirkenbauer and Wilson side by side. Kirkenbauer on the bottom holds on to the position.
I see Josh Ward is coming close to Craig Forsyth, and Forsyth cannot going close to Jess Hyson with 16 old tires. So from Forsyth to back is 4 new tires for everyone. So thinking about it, with the new tires, you cannot follow the draft from the guys on the front.
Well, you can help you down the straight. You just really can't follow him in the corner.
He's waving.
Yeah, it's wiggling there. I think he's trying to get some temperature in the tires, and it's not coming up the temperature for him. Let's check the 101 degrees track temperature. It should be plenty hot. Oh, car behind into the wall. I think that might have been Mark Averett. He kept it out of the further out of the wall. I think it might have been a slight kiss. Right behind him, Lovern and Mitchum side by side. And really, this should have been the aero package on the cars for when we did the Velocity Online Racing race at Nashville. This is a short oval package. You can tell it's a short oval package. When we look at these cars, I'll get you a better close-up here. We'll look at Averett's car. Notice the big front wing end plates there, and this extra winglet right there. Sorry, the red part. That is extra higher downforce front wing. And then if you look, and now there's levered to the inside. And then if you look at the back wing element, the back wing on the super speedway car, very simply, it's just shaped like this kind of type thing. And then it attaches to the car, you know, down here, right? That's what it looks like. But with the super speedway wings, they're more up and down, and they got these big end plates and a big wicker through the back portion. And so those are for more downforce, and it's more appropriate for this style of track. Tracks that are about a mile or less, or about a mile and a third or less. This is what they would run at Gateway. This is probably what they should run, and they have run in real life at Nashville Super Speedway.
Forsyth, I still follow Forsyth and War, and Forsyth threw the car over Jeff Hyson, and he make a pass. Now he have a clean air on the front, and next one is Greg Robinson, but he's still thinking about it. With 11, so in the 1.5, is this appear? There is come back. So when it's when you race in 1.5 miles with 11 laps, new tires, is easy to make the pass. But here, even with 44 with Greg Robinson, he cannot catch it. So it's really tough. The temperature is not affected for nothing. It's just the track is really, really difficult. That's why nobody likes racing here, especially in the week and iRacing.
Yeah, normally one of the least. There's a number of ovals on the service that you see the low participation, and this is one of them. Motegi is another one, although Motegi, not too bad, had pretty decent participation last year, but it was like the first race back after the blackout, broadcast blackout ban was lifted because of the licensing from INDYCAR to iRacing. There was a lot of participation that race. But this is one of the least favorite ovals, and typically you'll see a lot of the even people that do crossover are like, nah, I'm not gonna do that one.
Actually, always New Hampshire. It is in the last race of the week for the season. Sorry, on the last race of the season, or maybe 2 races before the season the end, because the participation. So my when I finished second in the championship, this was the last race of the season. I just have the last race on the last race on the season. So it's really no makes sense when they make a schedule. But it could be more makes sense if they put this race in the season, maybe the week 5 or week 6 or week 8, to make more fair for the championship.
Yeah, so the way that the schedule is kind of decided in the fixed oval series, the official oval series, as we're watching Ward and Forsyth side by side with O'Donoghue kind of getting out of the way. He's like, whoa, where do I go here? But the way to decide, they kind of have all the 1 mile ovals on a rotating basis.
Oh, loose.
Very loose, yep. And that might be enough for Ward to slide up, and there he goes. Ward gets the position just by perseverance, but Ward's tires might not be as good to wear as Forsyth. So was it worth it to get that one position just to get to 11th? Considering these guys are also on a different strategy. We'll see. We'll follow them. So there's really only one track in the Oval Series that appears every single season, and that's Indianapolis. Although I think to make Indianapolis more special, You should probably have it, maybe once or twice a year rather than 4 times a year. But can you have IndyCar racing without racing in Indianapolis? That's a good question. So as Ward pulls away from Forsyth, and then and then about once a season, there's not every season. During the NTT IndyCar race season, they tend to they put in the more serious tracks. But when the off season gets there, that's when you'll see the meme races, and you'll actually see the Oval Series go to places like Talladega and Daytona and iRacing Super Speedway. And I call those the meme races. There's Ward getting around Robinson, so now move Ward up to 10. So apparently he's feeling motivated right now.
It's a good question. It's like if you talk about iRacing, you can do whatever you want because it's like it's like an imagination to you. So, but I said, if you talk about real life, it's like a Formula One without Monaco, Monza, or the endurance racing without Le Mans, or the touring car championship in England without Silverstone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's something essential have to be over there, and that's why iRacing still added Indianapolis in season 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes it's like too much, but that's why the name Indy, because it's Indianapolis, I guess. So, but it could be good idea to skip one time on the season and add something else, but don't add like a Speedway, like I just said, or Daytona or Taladera, because it doesn't make sense.
Coming to lap 98, we are past the halfway point, well past the halfway point. Next round of stops, if we can keep this green run up, as we're riding with Josh Ward, who is now in 10th, as he tries to run down Gallus and Kirkenbauer. As we're at lap 59 of this stint for a lot of those drivers that are up at the front. That last stop, that lap 40. So they could go if they want to. I mean, I think the window's open that they can pit now, but I would imagine they want to go deep into this run as possible. So I would imagine that they come to pit road. If there's no caution, they come to pit road when the tanks are dry. When there's a caution, they will immediately come to pit road, and I think that will be their final stop.
Yeah, we are. Wait, I lost my. Oh my God, I lost the counting. the count of laps. So
50 to go.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, 50 to go. So I think so. Clendy have a 61 to Clendy and to Galas. They have a 61. Because the yellow flag, so you have a 6. So that's why you have a 60. So I think so it's going to be interesting to see. Always I like it to have a green flag stuff. And if it's the yellow flag is out, it's a
wow.
good bet for Josh Ward and Greg Forsyth.
Edson Santos aero blocks Rakesh Rajesh big time on the turns 3 and 4. He's trying to hang on.
Clay is coming in now.
Kirkenbauer coming to pit road. This is lap 63 for him. He needs to be careful coming down off the banking. Now those cones are right there. He needs to be down to the pit road speed limit by that point. He is down. Looks like to that point he slowed it down very quickly. Now he needs to get his car in position in that far right lane. Then he can cut down. Gets to his stall, hits his marks. A crew member not seen, but in real IndyCar racing, they will stick a air hose into the car. It will drop the pneumatic jacks on the bottom of the car. That will raise it up. The crew members then can change the tires. He will get a full tank of fuel, and we see other drivers coming to pit road. Gallus coming to pit road, and Brian Greenlee coming to pit road as well. And our leader, Clindy, coming to pit road, as well as Durazo and Rajesh. Now can Hunter Ingrave put down some big laps here and possibly pit and come out ahead of Clindy?
Be careful with the 2 laps down. So Clay lose or Kackenbauer lose 1 lap now. So,
so did Clindy as well.
Laps.
Clindy lost a lap on pit road as well, which is normal here. Which is normal.
Yeah, but that's why it's too risky. Waited to the end in this track. Rashes have a black flag in the...
speeding on pit road, coming off of pit road. So he will have to answer the black flag and come down pit road.
Oh, he have a side-by-side with Daniel Durazo. And he click the apron, 2 wheels in the track. That's why he have a black flag.
And Durazo kind of screwed him a little bit back by getting underneath him, and that way Rajesh could not get the pit road, and he had to really slow down, and I don't know if he slowed down in time to get down to the pit road speed limit, but he's coming into a stall, and he is cockeyed. He is not very he is not very happy at the moment, I imagine. Josh Ward now picks up the lead. Hunter Ingrave and Quilla come in.
But Ty Quilla and Ingrave have a black flag too.
Oh, Ingrave and Quilla both have black flags for entering too quickly. Oh.
69 for Ingrave and Quilla, 68 or 60 when he crossed the line. So it's too fast.
And guess what?
That waited is too forever.
And guess what? When this cycles through, and that's going to probably move Edson Santos to second spot.
Yeah, this should be second spot, but he have a 1 lap down with Clendy, Quilla.
Well, yeah. I mean, when this cycles through, and the car's in front of Clindy, who is our leader when he hit pit road, so he's still our leader now. He's the first car 1 lap down. When everyone comes to pit road, Clindy will pick up the lead, and Santos will be second. Although he's in a battle with Durazo right now.
It is, but you know what? Fingers crossed, because we still have 40-something to go, and this is really, really a lot to do.
Yeah.
So we already have 6 yellow flags, and maybe 10 laps we have 1 yellow flag. So now it's different thing. We don't see green flag stint long. So we will see, because for example, now Greg Forza is going too low, close to the risk to lose the car. So one mistake for one of these guys from 1 to 10, maybe have the yellow flags out.
And that battle between Santos and Durazo has calmed down. Gallas and Wilson. Caution, there it is. There it is.
Oh my God.
Turner Johnson. And it was all in that group we were watching not too long ago. And here it is. Turner Johnson, I don't know if he had help or what, or if he... Oh, Averett, gave him a little bit of help. And O'Donohue goes, what did I just get myself into, as he slides in through there. I don't think he touches anything.
But the question is why? So that's the only problem. You cannot brake in a dark way. I know you're faster, but you cannot brake. You have to understand you have somebody on the front, and he make the brake over to him. So that's the only problem. And somebody lose the car, Donohue too. And collected by Mark again. So yeah, that's the problem. Now it's a big problem, but the big payback for Greg Forsyth. You remember, I think so 2 races ago, he came in and then the yellow flag's out, and he said, "Jeez."
Yeah, he just missed that strategy just by literally a lap or so, and now he might get rewarded by being on a separate strategy. As we watch Ward and Forsyth come in, that's going to be helpful for Ingrave and Quilla. They are now 2 laps down, but because of speeding on pit road. But ultimately, when this is said and done with Forsyth beating Ward off pit road, I think Forsyth is going to be our leader, followed by Ward, and then Hysong in third, although Hysong coming off pit road slowly. I think he just decided to let Lovern go, although Lovern now shown in third, so we'll let race control decide that one. Trace Shadid in fifth, making his first start in the series. Mason Mitchum in sixth, Daniel Hesse in seventh, Coker in eighth, and now Clindy, he did not want that caution to come out.
For sure.
That, I guess, I mean, this series has had a hard time kind of with cautions and badly timed cautions. I would say in any other series, maybe he had a good gamble there, but I think in this series, as people continue to learn the cars a little bit better, don't gamble the cautions, I guess, in this series. That might just happen. Now, everyone racing craft will get better as time goes on, trust me. But I don't, Votive is not the series to be gambling the cautions. And, you know, he had to hit pit road. He couldn't go any longer, but he kind of had to hope that there was no cautions until the stint for Forsyth, Ward, Hysong, Lovern was done. And unfortunately, that did not pan out.
Okay, I have my numbers lap remain, finally.
33 coming to 32 laps to go. Your leader, Craig Forsyth, Josh Ward, defending series champion. He's looking for his first win of the year. Jeff Hysong looking for his first win of the series. Gary Lovern looking for his first win of the series. And Trey Shadid making his first appearance in the series, looking to get one as well. So the entire top five looking for their first win this season, so they can add to that count. There goes Clindy.
You have to see Santos. Santos going furious on the third line, and Clindy's going away.
Cars wrecking in the background. Kirkenbauer and Mark Averett.
And Everett just and Rashesh also too is just DNF too.
Oh, and it looks like Averett just pushed up. Unfortunately, Indy had a good run on the high side, and I'm going to let race control make decisions here. It looked good to me, and we'll ride with Kirkenbauer, and you'll see from his point of view what he was looking at.
I think so, Mark.
I think Mark might have had dirty air in front of him.
No, my friend. It's
Did he have someone to his inside? Well, we're watching from Kirkenbauer's point of view. We're watching from Kirkenbauer's point of view. So,
spotted.
So here we go down the backstretch. It might have been a little from column A, a little from column B. I don't see anyone on the inside of Averett now. Here comes Kirkenbauer. Now there's someone kind of to the inside of Averett, but Averett gets the dirty air from two cars in front of him. And he just kind of comes up and smooshes Indy up against the wall.
I'm gonna say this spotter fall, and also Mark don't check the mirrors. So I know it's coming fast, and 100% you see that car coming on the back, big, in your outside.
So Hunter Ingrave gets back on the lead lap after going 2 laps down not too long ago. I don't think he's going to have enough time to pass all those people to get to the front, but at least salvaging the lead lap run. But Craig Forsyth is now your leader. The winners this season, to start it off, we went to Michigan. That was Treston Fortson. We haven't seen Treston in a couple weeks. Rusty Plant won at Phoenix. Tanner Richards not in the lineup tonight. He won at Kentucky. Clindy won at Iowa. He's well back in the order right now, and well, not well back. He's in the 9th spot. He still has a little time to get up front. Edson Santos. Edson's back at 11th. He won at Texas. Ty Quilla He was among the leaders all day until he sped coming to pit road. He won last week at Pocono.
I gotta say, it look like Corey Forza is gonna go to win the race because I already saw how Clint is going to do some very dangerous stuff and also extra simple. So all that stuff is make all these incidents around. So it's like a dangerous stuff, and also it can be the yellow coming next somebody. I don't know.
Well, if Craig can hold on here for the final laps, it'll be his second win in the series. That'll bring him up to 2 and get one with an Edson Santos. Green flag in the air. If Josh Ward can get the win, that will tie him with Santos for the all-time wins list here in Votive. So a lot of riding on the line for these guys. First wins this season and adding to their multiple win counts for their careers here in Votive. And once again, if you're enjoying P1's coverage of the Votive Indy Oval Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you'll miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts, which is including tomorrow, the Indy Open Series at 8 p.m. Eastern with Clindy and Murph. They will bring you the action from the Indy Open Series at Phoenix. That's tomorrow at 8. Next race for Votive is next week at Charlotte. After today, 2 races to go. Trey Shedid took it to the inside of Gary Lovern coming into 1 and 2. Now Gary Lovern to the inside of Jeff Hysong, and he might just get that position. And they're 2 wide behind him with Clindy trying to find a way to get around. Heshy, Mitchum are in front of him.
It is dangerous over here. I see Pahowski almost hit the wall and almost hit Santos on the back. Now Hugo Galas is gonna take the position on the Santos, and Santos is going too low. I think he's getting desperate. That's Santos not good for him.
Well, he does have a fallback on a third of the race or a half a race lead. So I think a win is what, worth 50 points, I think? Yeah, he's got a 21-point lead, so he's got more than 2/3 of a point race, or more than a third of a race for sure. Not quite half a race lead.
It is 40 points for
40
the
points,
lead,
so he has a
plus,
half race lead.
All of this bonus stuff you have in the league.
Lindy trying to get underneath Heshy. Oh!
Wow.
And Clindy's doing this late dive, and he just sends it.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you, I mean, if you got the tires to do it, that's about what you have to do, is you just got to get close and send it. You got to get in there, and it's just a late turn and send it in there. Here's now Trey Shedid trying to battle Hysong, and we're going to go 2 wide now. Almost 3 wide going into 3. Durazo getting a run.
Yeah. I thought Clindy was going to make a 3 wide, but no, he's still in the... Oh, my God. That's the hard line. That's the hard line. Really hard line to make the turn over there.
And I think he's going to get the spot on Hysong, and that will move him up to 5th. And now can he get Trace? He's going to dive it in there, just as he's been doing on everything else in the last couple of laps.
Josh Moore on the Forsyth again.
Yeah, and I think that whatever Clindy's figured out how to pass people going into the corner seems to be working. Ward now gets alongside. He's going to edge out the lead, but he still hasn't made the pass.
I don't know why it's too difficult for Forsyth. Follow the line. No, it's going too loose. So it's going to lose to the front.
Oh, contact! And there's a wall behind him, and that is Durazo into the wall. And, Hunter Ingraven's involved as well.
3 wide, loose again at the same spot. And oof.
And he just ricochets right in front of Hunter. Oh, there's no place to go.
Wait, Joshua won the one race this season, no? Yeah.
No, he has not won a race this season.
Oh my God, I think we're gonna have a 7 race winner this season.
But he is your defending series champion, so he knows how to race. He knows how to win, and he knows how to race in this league. He has 2 wins in the season 1 that led to him getting that championship, beating out Edson Santos. So, and also, if I'm noticing, and we got a number of cars coming to pit road, if I'm noticing things on Josh's right front wing plane is scuffed up. On the end plate of his right front wing plane is scuffed up. Here comes Ty Quilla getting the wave around. Josh, yeah. Oh, maybe we'll see it on this angle.
I don't see any damage. Is that you said left or right?
It's gonna be okay, right. It's gonna be on the right front end plane on the right wing. Front wing. We gotta wait for him to get around the corner here. Or you could change your camera angles.
Yeah.
Yeah, see there's damage there. That's scuffs. And you can start seeing the damage there on that. Now this is just my machine reporting this back. So it could be possible that my machine thinks there's something there and his machine doesn't think there's something there. But yeah, pretty clearly there if I can do a circle. Yeah.
It's over there. Oh, let me see. I see the circle where you make it. I don't know.
Question is how much damage is actually there. Lights are out on the pace car.
I think it's the glitch. You don't know the glitch, and Lionheart is talking about the glitch. When you hit the wall with the Lotus 79, you're going like with all the laps with grip. I don't know why, but some of the guys know the glitch, and this happen. You hit the wall by accident, and then you have all this grip.
Well, we'll see if there's a glitch impacting him. But Josh Ward taking the green flag and getting a really good jump over Craig Forsyth. Glendy on the inside of Lovern, and he needs to send it now because the opportunities are running out in order for him to get to the front. And he's going to clear Lovern, move Glendy up the third. Does he have time in these final 14 laps to get to these 2 leaders?
I think he have a lot of time, but the thing is past Craig Forsyth, and yeah, I think so. Craig Forsyth getting a little bit struggle with the car now.
Josh Ward, closers be closing, 166.2, purple lap here in the closing stages here at New Hampshire. Almost said Nashville. At the closing stages of New Hampshire here.
Oh.
As he starts to pull away by 1.3 seconds as Clendy now all over the attenuator. Oh, and he might have just given a little bit of a nudge.
I think it's no. I think it's a defend. I don't see it's like. Yeah, it's yeah.
And he's got to run. He's going to send it again to the inside. Oh, wow. He really gets that car to rotate mid-corner and keep its speed. They're going to drag race down the back straight. Meanwhile, Ward loves this as he sees this in its rearview mirror, and it's allowing him to pull out now to a 2-second lead as Forsyth and Clendy still battling side by side down the front stretch.
Oh, that's close one. Oof, 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 oof.
We're contact in the back. Coker and Gallas.
I need no jello.
And there it is.
Now it's a jello. Forsyth is overdriving the car. That's why. I don't know. Oh. Net gold. Oh, look at that. It's like it's too much net gold over there.
I'll watch this run here. I think Coker trying to get a pass on Wilson. Checks up a little bit, and then that allows Hugo to get a run underneath. And I think you're going to see that was awful. Well, I don't think that was net code. That might have been loose off the corner. I'm not sure.
I seen the net code in my view is like a. Oh, give me 1 second. No, it's really net code for me. It's like a. He made the contact Hugo with the Cocker, and then the car is getting loose. It's like a weird. Let me see the more.
There we see from the P1 Broadcasting airship. Gonna get another good looking here.
Really, yeah, look like somebody touched Cocker on the back, and he's on board.
I mean, look how much room was between the cars at the point of contact.
Nice.
Look at that. That is extreme net code. All right, so we're going to finish this thing out in a sprint. It looks like Clindy did get around Forsyth when the caution came out. So he was enough of ahead of him that he's going to get credit for the restart here at for second spot. As Ward does a bit of a pump fake to pit road. I don't think that fooled anybody.
Yeah, for sure. Where is the jello? Because, oh my God, what? In my view, Craig Forsyth is on front on the Clendy when the yellow flag is out. In the main straight, Forsyth is on the front on Clendy.
I guess it's the previous. Is it the previous lap scored or the previous scoring loop?
That's the one they told to Paul Tracy that day.
Oh, and Brian Greenlee, who I think worked his way into the top 10. Oh, there he is. He just blinked out. Brian Greenlee, he has been running with a bad back today, and he has worked his way up 14 spots to 10th position. Jeff Hysong also up 14 spots to 7th position, but supposedly a guy that was maybe going to do a start and park today. He's doing pretty good. He's got himself in the top 10 position. We're green flag right now, hopefully for the final time. 5 to go, 4 to go now at New Hampshire. It is defending series champion Josh Ward. Clindy second in the points, P2. And Craig Forsyth already has one win in the series, looking for win number 2. Currently third in the line. Here we come, the 3 to go as Ward really gets loose off corner exit of 4.
Yeah. Close to the wall, so that just make the. I think he's nervous because Clendy is going fast and fast, but he need to just keep it a distance in 5/10 now.
So he's looking at 2 to go. As he is wheeling that car for all it's worth, knowing there's a fast one right behind him. A lap and a half to go as he's off of 2, at midway down the backstretch. Next time by, looking for the white flag and win number 3 in his VOR career. First win this season. And we're going to go 7 for 7 possibly for the defending series champion off the corner. White flag in the air. One more to go here at New Hampshire into 1 and 2. Down to the white line and keeps it in the second lane. Off the corner clear. They are really racing behind. Tyquilla goes purple on the final lap. Here we go into 3 and 4. One final time. Josh Ward, your defending series champion, gets his breakthrough win this season as we go 7 for 7 here in season 2 of the Votive Indy Oval season.
What a close on Greg Forsyth. He did the best to keep it third, and he did. He came Gary Lover, Daniel Reche, and Trisha did on the back, and really, really close for him. And Edson Santos finished on 10 today. At least he recovered something. Oh, he lose. Wow. What's a close finish over there with 4 cars.
Josh Ward with the win. Clindy second. That's really going to help Clindy in this points race. We're going to see how that shakes out, and things are going to get a lot tighter now. That 21-point lead is gone, but there's still a portion of it there. We're going to see how much here in a little bit when the points are updated. Craig Forsyth in third. Gary Lovern, he's already got one podium this season and almost got another one here and gets a P4 today. For the veteran, Daniel Hesche, very quiet race for him. He's up 15 spots, and in fact, he's one of your, I think it's going to be our Luis Gonzalez Nunez co-driver of the race, as Hesche and Heisong both improved 15 spots from where they started, and they both got a top 10. Trey Shadid in his debut race in 6th. Jeff Heisong, as mentioned, up 15 spots to 7th. Mason Mitchum, he survives to 8th. Jacob Wilson, in his first start, gets to 9th. Edson Santos recovers to 10th. Tyquilla recovers to 11th. Brian Greenlee with the bad back brings it home in 12th. Hugo Gallas 13th. Greg Robinson 14th. Pahutsky 15th. Got to lead some laps today. Durazo 16th. O'Donohue probably going to ask a lot of questions about the IndyCars after this one. He comes home 17th. But hey, keep asking those questions, man. That's how you're never gonna. If you never ask, you're never gonna get any answers. So that's how you do it. Coker at 18th, Johnson 19th, Hunter Ingrave, an innocent victim, finishing in 20th. Kirkenbauer gets squeezed up into the wall by Mark Avert. They both could have finished 21st and 22nd. Rajesh, Rusty Plant, Salvador Canizaro, and Jacob Collins. I don't think Jacob started. So he might have just opted not to start. He comes home 27th.
No. No, he didn't start it.
Something happened. I don't remember seeing him start, but it says he got credit for 153 laps. So it's 153 laps down. I think he might have just practiced and qualified and says, maybe not. Something happens on a Sunday night, Do I want to drive 150 laps at New Hampshire, or do I want to go have Sunday dinner? I don't know. Sunday dinner sounds pretty good sometimes, especially New Hampshire and an IndyCar or Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Sunday dinner, okay.
So in 1 hour and 16 minutes, Josh Ward won the race today with 8 spots. Pretty good for him. And yeah, like you said, I think I'm gonna put Daniel Reche in the driver of the day with 15. I know it's a lot over there. It's Ray Shadid with 13, Jeff is 15, Mason is 13. So, but I wanna say Daniel Reche with 15 spots.
All right. And let's get into the interview room.
I'll let you know when the point is up.
All right. And let's bring down Craig Forsyth. Here he is. Greg Forsyth, P3 today. Another solid podium finish. Another kind of a typical Craig Forsyth type of day. But it was a tough race out there. And I think you went on a different strategy, you and Josh did. And unlike a previous, I think it was last week, where you came within a lap or two of that strategy kind of really being executed very well for you. And the caution came out at the wrong time. Today, the racing gods taketh, and then the racing gods giveth back, as that caution fell at the right time for you guys.
Yeah, no, sorry if my voice sounds bad. I've been sick for a week now, so we're pretty out of voice at this point. But no, that was the strategy was go for the win, and I didn't have the pace to keep up with those guys. The first 5 guys were just putting distance on us. So the switching to the alternate strategy with that caution was the way that was going to give us a chance to go for the win. And then when we then got the caution, I knew at that point the only way I was going to jump Josh was to not take tires, because there was only 30 laps to go, and I knew with warm tires I was going to make hay on him for at least 10 laps until his tires got up to temperature. So I figured I'd be able to put some good distance on him, which was good. And then I think we had another caution, which let him catch back up. And then at that point, it was too late. His tires were up to temperature, and he was all over me. And I mean, it was good battles. All those guys fighting them out side by side for so many laps. This is one of those tracks where New Hampshire makes good side by side. If you're good at defending, the guys who pass you really earn it. And it's fun to defend against the guys that I know are just faster, because when they finally get by, I know they've been like, oh, thank God, because it's been 7 laps of hell or whatever. So no, that was nice. It was good for the 40 racewear machine to get up to the front and lead some laps. And I mean, we're here for the wins, so getting on the podium is nice. We still want to see victory lane before the season ends with the couple races we can make. So until then, that's our goal.
We'll just save you on the voice and just cut right to the.
I just went into a huge coughing fit.
Just give us a shout out, and we'll let you go.
No, I got to thank Jim over at 40 Racewear and you guys at P1 do great broadcasts, and all the guys that do week in, week out, all the different leagues we run. There's 10, 15 guys that you see interspersed through all of the different leagues. We love INDYCAR, we love racing it, and we love the people who love watching it.
Well, get well soon. Congratulations on the P3. That's always good medicine right there. And we'll catch you at a week here when hopefully when you're feeling better when we get to Charlotte next.
You betcha. Stay safe.
Yeah. All right. Let me bring down Clindy here. And there he is. Here he is. Clindy, P2 today. Better than what happened in the Oval Series when the Oval Series came here, and better than when the ISRA came here. Got a P2 today. I think you learned a lot from those 2 particular instances of racing here at New Hampshire, but just run out of time. But the big thing is you have to stop at fuel at some point, right? And this really isn't the league to be doing gambling for cautions, because it just seems like the cautions are always going to fall at the wrong time, and the caution fell at the wrong time for you, and it caused you to go back in the field and have to pass 5, 6 cars even before you kind of got back up to the place where you left to begin with. So I would imagine this is kind of a frustrating P2. All things considered, but I mean, you did earn some ground in the points race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually pretty happy with my result today. I led the most laps. I got sniped by the pole from my teammate, so no one better to do that than Ty Keela. That guy is really bad fast. So fast he sped on pit road today. So pretty gutted that my teammates had a little bit of a mental error on pit road, but better to do it here in Votive when they're running part-time than Tuesday night or in a full-time points league that they're running. I was able, I'm proud that I was able to lead the most laps, be a competent leader, and when the strategy didn't fall my way, I was still able to pick my way through the pack, right? You'll see a lot of times guys will lead in clean air and do whatever they need to do and their car could do everything. But when you've got lappers and people on better tires than you in front of you, and you can still pick them off one at a time, be a hard charger. And then, I only touched Craig, but just a little bit, and it's because his tires were fried. I'm really, really grateful for my ability and my patience and the lessons I learned previously at this track. This track will chew you up and spit you out, and you got to treat it with kid gloves. And I did that today. And, second place is really good, especially when Edson came home 10th or wherever, and I got all those bonus points. So I hope to be within 15 points or so or closer after this event with 2 events left. And hopefully, I can make a strong title bid here in the closing stages of the season.
Looked like you kind of figured some things out on making passes on people, especially in turns 1 and 2. And I think it's just the nature of the place, and the time was kind of running out. You just kind of got to toss it in there. You got to kind of send it down there. It's kind of send it a little bit later into the turn, and then almost turn it a little bit later than everyone else to get to the bottom of them. It seemed like that's something that you figured out, and it was able to work well for you in the late stage of this race.
Yeah, I call it a Clendy Sendy. Basically, it's half a slide job. So, try that at home or maybe in practice before you bring it into officials. But everybody
sounds like that belongs
top.
on a T-shirt.
Yeah, everybody wanted the top, and I knew that this setup was okay on the bottom, and I preferred it on the bottom, and I could not make time on the top, so I'm actually pretty glad that that was the case. It allowed me to, like you said, I overcharged entry, backed up the corner, and then got as much speed as I could on exit, and all you have to do is do that twice, and the first time you're alongside, and the second time you can clear, and then you can give them dirty air, and you'll drive away. So I did that a handful of times at the end of the race. Very astute observation, Scary. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a seasoned veteran here in the booth. Well, shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Well, this is my sponsor, the Votive Racing League. So glad all of you on P1 Broadcasting tuned in today on YouTube. Thanks for participating in the chat. I saw my mom in there. Thanks, Mom. I did LFG today, indeed. So good to see you brushing up on your lingo. I know my dad, my brother, my sister have been watching. My friend Ryan and his wife Hannah have been watching, and Hannah's my good friend too. Not to, whatever. They're both my best friends, so together. But Ryan always texts me about it, and I know he probably fills Hannah in later. So he gets first nod. Hannah, honorable mention. And
there you
then
go.
Hillary and Catherine, they watch as well. Thanks so much to all of them and all of my family all around the world, whether they're in the Midwest or overseas. So love you all very much dearly, and I hope to see you all soon. And that's it for me. Oh yeah, what's up, LGM?
Before you go, we have points.
Oh, points have been updated. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at the standings now.
Hit me with that magic math.
You said, what was the number you say you hoped you were inside of?
I want to be within 15.
All right, you are within 15. You are within 6.
Hey, that's perfect.
Or you're within 7. I guess not within 6. You're within 7, which makes it 6. So you're 6 points behind, 194 to 188.
Yeah, basically it's heads up. Who finishes better these next 2 weeks and by how much, right? So I don't need any misfortune. I don't need anything to go my way. It's just, can I beat him 2 weeks in a row, or can he beat me 2 weeks in a row? So Edson's a great competitor. He races clean, he races hard, he races fast. And I'm just planning to be faster and smarter over these last 2 weeks and get this done and bring home the championship.
Well, congratulations on the P2. And we will see you in a week at Charlotte when we get to the penultimate round of the championship, and this battle continues. It looks like in terms of remaining in the points contention, certainly it's you and Edson. Dan, the Cat has Daniel Durazo. He has kind of a distant third. He has a very outside shot. A lot of bad has to happen to you and Edson for him to get up to the points lead. Gary Lovern hanging tough in 4th, tied with Tanner Richards, and Rusty Plant in 5th. So we'll run the scenarios, but I think the number of people still in points contention is a pretty small number coming into the final 2 races. So we'll be watching you and Edson certainly at the next race, as I think it's really going to come down to YouTube for the most part.
Yeah, and you'll watch it all on YouTube on P1 Broadcasting. So,
there you go. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah.
Sunday nights. Yeah, we're almost to 1,000 subs. I think we're at 910 or something like that. So, and you can check out my track guide. I posted it today for Gateway for officials for Fix this next week. The tools are pretty spot on. So I would expect to see some pretty good racing here this week.
All right. We'll catch you at the next one, Clindy.
See ya.
And let's bring up Jeff Ward here. We'll switch to his car. And here is Jeff Ward, defending series champion, finally getting that win this season. Not kind of probably repeat on the champion side, but it sure feels good to get a W as the defending series champion in the follow-up season. Talk about your race. Definitely on that alternate strategy with Forsyth is kind of what paid off for the most part.
Yeah, kind of sucks that we're not in points this season. I'm only running about half the races, but yeah, it feels good to win. I think the car was fast. I think we had the speed, but it just all ended up being how strategy played out, and would have kind of liked to see it another way, but win's a win, and I'll take it.
Talk about this race. This was a very difficult race. I mean, besides all the cautions and trying to get into a rhythm, this is not an easy track to race at by any means, is it?
No, I mean, I come from the NASCAR side, and this definitely plays into that with the throttle control and how you drive the car and everything. So I really like this track. It was very frustrating when you couldn't pass. I've fought Craig lap after lap after lap after lap, halfway through the race, the end of the race. Just couldn't get away from the guy. Just couldn't get around him, and it was so frustrating. But, and nothing against nothing against Craig. I mean, that's just part of it. But yes, it is very hard to pass here.
Well, congratulations on the win. This now ties you all time with Edson Santos with the most wins in league history with 3. It is still a young league, but you are the tied with the league leader. So one more win, you'll become the leader if you do well here in the next couple of races. Any shout outs, any friends, any families, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, I like running with the Votive guys, kind of the group specific here, and it's a really good league, probably my favorite league I run. Really hate that I'm not in it for the season, and I can only make some of the races because I really like to run for points in this, but it is what it is, and enjoy when I can.
Well, good to have you here, and it's always we haven't quite got you up on the podium for the top split races yet, but good to finally get you on the podium again and talk to you again for the first time in a while with your win here tonight here at New Hampshire. Congrats on that. Go celebrate, and we'll see you in a week, hopefully at Charlotte.
Thank you.
That is our defending series champion. If I can get him out of the channel. There we go. I couldn't drag him to another channel for some reason. Anyways, that was weird. So we talked about it today. Difficult racetrack, Lewis. Difficult conditions. The track temperature out there was kind of hot. We thought that maybe this is the race that we see a repeat winner this season, but no, situations changed on that alternate strategy, and that kind of shined through for 2 of those drivers because they finished on the top and bottom step of the podium when they're on that alternate strategy, and we get yet another winner in 7 races this season, 7 different winners.
It is. So we have 7 different people win over here. It is like a IRL season 2000 when it's a short. It's like a same. I'm really thinking about it. It's same short schedule. For sure, it's more standard for IRL because they cannot make it in 4, 8, 9 weeks 1 championship. They lose a lot of money. But here we have a different winner. So. But it's funny because the championship is only decided for 2 guys, because the next one is Daniel with 45, and then Gary, Tanner, Richard, Rusty, Connor Badway, and Mason, and Ty Quilla, and Eric Peterson. So here with very close. It's like maybe. I said 10, maybe 20 points close to the third. So I think so. We have 2 different championship battles over there. And it's going to be interesting in Charlotte. Charlotte is open to everyone. I don't know if it's night or day. I should be, for precaution, hope be in night. Because it's a day. It's going to be Texas again. So it's really, really tough.
Yeah.
It's not really easy to race in Charlotte in the day because it's hot. It's like a
Bumpy. It's narrow.
it's bumpy, narrow. It's hard, and also even at night the tires in night is really difficult. We saw in ISRA when the car is going to the wall without matters and something. So we have a good race today. Clendy did a good job to send it, gamble to the end, and that is he did. So he was in 12 with the Santos, and he did if I over there, I tried to do my best to go on the front. That's what he did. So good job for him. Josh Ward, bad for him because he lost the opportunity to maybe be in the battle for the championship. Who knows? But now with that is he jumping to 20 spot or something like that to the championship, but it's far away on that. So we have 2 to go. Charlotte is I don't know. It's dependent condition on the track. If it's a pack race, no, who's get the first position is gonna go in the race. But if it's a green flag stop, everything gonna happen. So it's like a Charles that. So nothing for me. Nice race today. 8 caution today. So see you in 1 week in Charlotte.
All right. Well, let's give everyone back their Sunday nights to kick off the work week now. So that's it tonight. Once again, your podium from New Hampshire, your winner, Josh Ward, his 3rd win in the series, ties Edson Santos on the all-time wins list here in the Votive Indy Oval Series with 3. He gets the dub tonight. Clindy started up front, led a good chunk of this late race, did everything he needed to do to cut into the points leader Edson Santos' lead. He is now within 6 with 2 races to go. He finishes 2nd, and Craig Forsyth, another Craig Forsyth-like finish. Just hangs around, and you heard from Josh how hard he is a guy to race. He's just a very savvy veteran in these cars. He comes home in 3rd. Join LGN and myself again next week for round 8 of season 2 of the Votive Indy Oval Series as the teams and drivers head to our last intermediate track of the season. That's Charlotte Motor Speedway. Coverage, as always, will start approximately at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's 7:50 p.m. Eastern Time. And remember, it's an all-new season. You know, we just gone through time changes, so the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game's not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including tomorrow night. The INDYCAR Open Series resumes its Season 2 campaign at New Phoenix, followed by the INDYCAR Oval Series going to Gateway on Tuesday. Action starts at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday and 8:15 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Ring the bell so you don't miss a single lap of the action. You'll be notified 30 minutes before we go live and as we go live. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X and Instagram. Links are in the description for business inquiries. To learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree, and you can find that in the description as well. So for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at Votive and at P1, I'm Gary Gatto saying all happy Sunday. And thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Charlotte for the penultimate round in the next race of the Votive Indy Oval Series. We'll see ya.